Hello everybody, it's been a while. In fact, this is my first video of the new year. So I thought I'd try out something a little bit different for the Speedpaint and give you guys a voiceover. So let's jump in. I love comics. I love manga, basically every medium where a story is told through illustrations. I began making my own comics since I was little and started uploading them since 2013 on a site called Animex. The speedpaints I am about to give my commentary to are for my doujinshi Valeriechens Sammelbox, which is just a little short story compilation where I dump all of the comics which are simply too short to be their own doujinshi. I originally drew these comics for a monthly manga drawing competition that sadly closed back in August 2018. For this you were given a prompt like love, flying or car and had to create a 7-page long story around it. So with this limited space for a story, I didn't even consider making a cover for it. That space was precious! So I kinda left it at that when I uploaded them. But recently an Animex user by the name of TR38 pointed out to me that if someone read all the comics in one row, it might be practical to have at least a title page so the reader is aware that a new story begins. Just for practical reasons. And yeah, looking back, I totally agree with them. Hey, if you watch this video, thank you for the suggestion. Long story short, I thought it would be fun to go over my old comics and make a cover for them and put it in a video. And since I doubt I have many people who speak German in my audience, I give you a simple retelling of the comics. So yeah, I hope you like that little idea. Keep in mind that the stories are fairly simple because of the limited space. Since these comics are a bit older, man, they're over 2 years old by now, and my style, well, hasn't changed too much, but there would just be a noticeable difference in appearance of the characters, I decided to go with a simple solution and draw the cover in a more limited, round, cutesy, chibi style. That has the benefit of me getting the drawings done a bit faster and getting rid of any distracting differences in style. The prompt for the first comic was boat. I sadly lost the speedpaint for this one, but I hope you don't mind. My story for this is simply called Storm. So there are these two pirate dudes who have a nutshell of a boat and where they have to navigate and survive through this horrible storm. Everything is super dramatic and extremely cheesy with a railing motivational speech, a self-sacrificing captain that is trying to save his comrade. Yeah, plot twist on the last page, it's just two brothers playing make-believe while bathing together. I know, this is kind of line of it was all a dream type of ending, but I just found it funny. One moment there's this action-packed adventure, and in the next, two boys are arguing over who is allowed to play the captain. I remember breaking my head over this, because at first I just couldn't think of anything. I was briefly toying with the idea of making a story about my dad's passion for sailing, but the story just wasn't coming along. So I did this instead. I was also having trouble drawing action scenes, as you may see. I am more of a shoujo, romance, everyday life drama kind of author if it comes to manga. And I am still not good at handling action scenes. To my shame. Here's the finished drawing, with our two fantasy pirates on their boat looking for adventure. My first input for the cover was drawing the brothers playing with their action figures, but that would have given away the ending. So, on to the next one. For this comic the prompt was car. First boat, now car. The story I was drawing is called Childsplay. No, not this kind. This time thinking of the story was much easier. So we have Leonard, or Lenny for short, who just moved to another town and has his first day at the new kindergarten. His father tries to help him making new friends by giving him this toy car to show the other boys. Lenny is just not interested in cars and all that jazz, so he feels kinda out of place there. Across the room he notices Julia, who is drawing race cards and tries to play with the other boys, but it's just getting rejected. She gets out her doll and is clearly looking unhappy with it. I think you guys get my drift where this is going. Lenny walks up to Julia and asks her if she wants to trade their toys and play together. I know. But The idea is that these things can be so simple, like Childsplay. Just like what you like. Easy. I think sadly, pretty much everyone at some point in their life was told by other people that they shouldn't like the stuff that is primarily targeted towards the other gender. For me, it was TV series like Dragon Ball, He-Man, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Inuyasha, all that good stuff. So, same as the last cover, I first was doodling a cover where they already switched their toys, and I was trying very hard to redraw the characters, but again it would have given away the ending and the style difference was just noticeable. Scratch that and made this version, where they are sitting literally on different ends of the page with some balloons in the background for good measure. I just wanted to draw balloons. Could be because I'm a bit obsessed with a certain movie. Yeah. The next story is called Gift and centered around the prompt Heritage. For this, I wanted to go more into the fantasy realm and into fairy tales, all that good stuff. So I decided literally to go with fairies. The baseline is that there are fairies in our world who try to help children with a special gift that they inherited from their mother, who fell into a deep sleep and turned to stone. She gave 4 treasure chests to 4 fairy sisters with gifts like benevolence, love, and knowledge. The 4th fairy, though, is a fairy of darkness who can't bring joy to children. She is contemplating for a long time if she should even open the chest, or if she's worthy for a gift. But as she realizes that this is the last thing that she will ever receive from her mother, she opens the chest. And then her gift is empathy. She never was meant to bring sorrow to children. She was meant to take sorrow away because she understands it so well. For the cover, the idea was that there's this shadow following her that represents all her insecurities. And flowers. Lots and lots of flowers. The next prompt was flying. Oh, well, it didn't take me long to think of broom riding. Basically, we have a witch in training that is learning for her test in broom riding. Catch is, she has a fear of heights. When she notices that a cat is chewing on a young owl, she interferes and heals him up again. After discovering that the little guy also has a fear of heights, she takes it upon herself to take them both into the air and conquer their demons, which works wonders for the little owl. For her, not so much. And here is the finished cover. I imagine this right after the end of the comic, where she tries to get down again while not crashing into the tree, with the owl just looking at the spectacle. For the prompt City, I drew the comic Fear, and tried to illustrate a situation of moving to a new city and the anxiety that sort of just comes with it. So this young man arrives and is immediately freaking out by this crowd of strangers, which looks to him like faceless masses. That's kinda why I drew everyone with masks on. As he tries to calm himself down by putting on his headphones, trying to shut everything out, there's this woman who actually tries to talk to him, who is not wearing a mask. So they talk, and she shows him that behind the masks there are people, all kinds of different individuals. She sorta takes away his own masks that he put on. The city is now also his home. I had a hard time coming up with something until I asked my brother for advice. And dang, he actually was helpful once in a while. And he gave me the idea of a character moving to a big city for the first time. And that's kinda all my brain needed to start working and evaluating my own insecurities that would come with such a scenario. For me personally, I hate going out on my own because I become too aware of myself and other people in a sense. I get stressed and sometimes I have trouble breathing normally. Like, things go on with my body that just don't happen when I'm out with either my family or my friends or even my dog. So first with the cover, I was thinking of including the city, but then I thought, hey, let's make this more simple and only reduce the cover to portray fear. So most of it is just black, but there's this kind of spotlight that shines on the main character who desperately tries to hide, with the masks floating around him. And I thought that was fitting and it gives off a bit of a theater flair. I don't know. So yeah. The next story is called Fireworks and deals with the prompt love sickness. I just kinda took that at face value. So, it's the new year. We have our main character who still suffers from her breakup that was a few months ago. She comes to the place where she and her ex-boyfriend were supposed to watch the fireworks together. Then I did a meet cute. In the name of Thomas Sanders, it could always be gayer. So she is venting to this girl that she essentially believes that she is stupid to still think of her ex. But that is, of course, not stupid. And that is all that the other girl says to her and all that she needed to hear. And they watch the fireworks together. So the story is, of course, very simple, very, very simple. So I tried to put in some Easter eggs in my drawings, which probably ended up more like a blink it or miss it thing. So I had the idea that our main girl is literally wearing a t-shirt with a broken heart. And our new girl is wearing this open jacket with a half a heart on either side. So when she gives her jacket and zips it up, the girl is kind of getting her broken heart fixed. I know, it's so cliche, don't come at me. At the time I made it, I thought I was being smart. Forget it. I don't have that much to talk about when it comes to the cover. Like, from the other ones, you probably guessed that I don't think too hard about it. Like, you know, in school where you had to interpret and analyze why the artist or the author did something and there was always this super complicated reasoning. Yeah, not where my art is concerned. The story is called Fireworks. It's about love. So a heart-shaped firework that the protagonist is watching. I don't know what else to say. Generosity would have been the next prompt. And if your mind instantly wanted to Rarity from My Little Pony, yeah, so did mine. I think generosity is about helping where you can and giving what you can give. The comic I made for this is called Home. There is this lost dog who can't find his owner anymore. He is afraid, he's hungry. Then a man sees the little dog and with the last money he has, he's buying the dog some treats, even though he is very hungry himself. As luck would have it, the owner reunites with his dog, notices that the guy who watched over his dog may need some help himself, and so he takes him in. So with their own limitations, both are being fairly generous. But now's the question. Can we make that gay? Yes. Yes, we can. Even though they are walking in opposite directions, the two guys are being tied together through the dog. I thought that was a cute idea. Funny enough, for this cover, I did draw a city background. Damn it. When I saw the prompt would have been dance, I immediately took my grandparents as a reference for the story that I called Together. So there is Jürgen, who enters this new dance studio and is instantly smitten with a female dancer, Hannelore. One night he overcomes his shyness and asks her to dance with him, resulting in him stepping on her foot. The two are still together and tell the story to their grandkid. So this is only based on my grandparents, but not a one-on-one retelling. I based the character design of them, and it is true that they met in a sort of dancing club where my grandpa has offered my grandma a dance. They're actually still dancing in the very same club to this day. But that is where the similarities end. My grandpa did not step on her foot. He was everything but shy when it came to flirting with my grandma, as she told me. And my grandma is not in a wheelchair. And for the cover, what else was I expected to do but give them fancy dancing poses? Come on, what do you want from me? And here we are at our last comic and last prompt, which is Christmas, and the comic is called Family. The story is set in the future, where robots exist, but strangely still a need for real Christmas trees. Yeah, whatever, just roll with it. Robin is waiting for Christmas Eve with his robot teacher 12, who is teaching him to read Braille, since Robin lost his eyesight not that long ago. This is 12's first Christmas, and Robin is in return teaching him all about their traditions and the joy that comes with the occasion, and gives 12 a present to thank him for everything 12 has done for Robin and his mother. It is a feel-good story for Christmas, what can I say? For the cover, I sort of recreated a scene in the comic where 12 is picking up Robin and stretching himself to decorate the higher parts of the tree. And we're done! That were all the comics I originally created for the competition. Holy crap, does this video is long. I hope you enjoyed the retelling of the stories, my commentary, and the speed paints. And generally me geeking out about creating comics. I'm sorry if this video just wasn't to your liking, but yeah, I just wanted to try something out. I hope that's cool. So, yeah, thank you for tuning in, and don't forget to stay fluffy. Bye!